Seems to be...
Okay,
Yeah.
well, the 3-game lead remains with less than 20 minutes in the 3-minute portion. So let's say Hikaru wins the chess 960 game and continues his dominance there. Is a 2-game lead possible to overcome in bullet? I know your pre-match prediction, but you gotta believe that being down by 3-4 games at one point, Hikaru is just trying to keep this thing close to get to the bullet where he might be able to rack off a bunch of wins.
For sure, it's possible. I think one thing we're really noticing more than maybe even other matches is a big gap in end games between Hikaru and Magnus. It's like this is a killer. He's already lost in other areas, but Magnus really dominating Hikaru in just how he handles these positions with few pieces on the board. I mean, last year Hikaru came back in the bullet portion, but he was never like within striking distance of the match. And it's like, how much does it matter when you win when you have no chance of actually catching up?
No, he did come back, and he eventually finished up by a game, but it wasn't enough.
So it's a consolation prize, but if you're not within striking distance, I'm not sure how much I can even credit those games. Like when Magnus already clinches the win and you lose a game, you know, can't really count that as much, I think.
Well, we're getting sharper openings here, more Sicilians. The Sicilians, speaking of which, it's time for Hikaru to make Magnus an offer that he can't refuse.
Well, Magnus, what he's going to do here? Knight a4, a few different setups, I guess.
Hikaru's got to go in for these all-out games where you've got kings on opposite sides of the board and hoping for some sort of attack. But okay, the dragon it's not fashionable in OTB chess amongst the elite for a reason. Probably white is just positionally better here.
Yes, there's a positional approach. Maybe put a piece on c5, slow play it. But here, is he going to go pawn hunting? No, he's just going to, Rook b8 at some point.
Thank you, mate, 47. Okay, with the knight on e4, these positions, at some point, white might also just go back to the old school way of the Yugoslav attack and rush the h-pawn. Moves like h4 here. Even you can even look at ideas like g4 and g5 just to completely cement that this f6 square will be a weakness forever.
There's...
And the thing is, there really is no discovery here, everybody, so there's no real threat to move the knight.
This looks like a worse position than normal, even for the dragon.
Yeah, I agree.
Trying to identify the... I don't play the opening, but...
Well, it's because of the lack of threats on the b file, the lack of real counterplay.
And sometimes the king's already on g7 here. The dark squares just look real weak.
I'm looking at just g3. I'll trade the bishop for the knight. If I take, I can get the f6 square.
G3, you might have to watch out for knight h3 and bishop c4. I don't know, some intermezzo, but
maybe.
you're... No, what you did was also good. This all looks like comfortable for Magnus.
Yep.
This is not a sharp position in terms of, from white's perspective, white can also play this positionally. Otherwise, h4, h5. Let's do it.
And it's every dragon player's nightmare because what you want in these games is for all-out sacks to occur and for there to be some sort of race. This sort of positional grind where black has the weaknesses on c6 and a6 and e5 is just a position where white is playing for 2 results. Can't really lose and might try to win forever. Here comes h4. I like it.
It's free.
h4, h5, right? Free pawn moves.
And he keeps the rooks on the board. Good decision now. That queen is just planted on f6, and if you try to replace it, well, a knight hops in its place, which is actually a devastating
fork. Just a crippling piece here. I mean, it just owns every critical square. Really, really frustrating for black. Rook e1 is such a nice technical move to avoid any simplification.
Yep.
How do you stop h5?
You don't.
Yeah. Here, even now, you might even allow the trade here just because you get it.
Well, now if you play h5, I take on e4. If you take back with the pawn, I have rook d6,
and I do manage to e5 because
yes,
and I do
right.
Nice.
So I kick you out, and that's something.
Okay, yeah, I missed that.
Knight c3, great move. The knight on c5, that's a really good move. Knight c3. Oh, he's just picking up a pawn. Queen takes
Black
c5.
Has got to play rook d2 and hope for the best on the second rank.
Rook d2, h5. You're in big trouble, no?
Yeah. Yeah.
We get the attack for like every. Knight takes d5 is an exchange up. If you want.
It sure is. I guess if knight takes, pawn takes, queen takes, e5, he has this final trick in the end, knight d3 check, forking the king and queen. But okay, I don't think Hikaru.
That's what he was counting on. There's this knight d3 check that he's been banking on for sure.
Well, it's irritating as white when you were the one on the attack to be backed up either way.
Okay,
So that
okay.
was a nice little defensive sequence.
It was.
by
No, that
Hikaru.
was good. That was
Yeah.
very effective, actually.
Yeah.
Very effective. But you're not generating the counterplay yet. G5 is now coming to destabilize this F6 E5 structure. Like, what do you do? He's looking for a way to attack, but white is actually so solid that knight on C3 does a really good job of
holding
reducing
everything.
all the possibilities.
Yep.
So what is he planning here? Well, okay, King B1 safe. I was going to be like, if there's nothing, then why not go for G5? But safety first. I like the approach. This is going to be an easier position for Magnus to handle because white doesn't have many weaknesses. Black is real loose and real committed here with this G6, F6, and there. Look at that. So now you have some moves like Queen B5 or Queen B6 threatening mate. But
maybe white is even playing Queen B3 check, right? You have to watch out.
Queen B3 check, attacking the knight.
Yep. And
trading
the rook on
everything
D6
off.
is hanging. So.
Well, knight takes F6 check here. Looks pretty promising.
What happened there?
Well,
what's the idea?
I don't know. He looks really out of it here. The knight on A4, unless there's a mate on B2.
That's your only option, right? Is that you're switching rook B8 and praying.
But I can play B3 worst case. I can bring my knight to E4, play B3, and I don't see what the threat is.
Okay.
He's going for checkmate himself.
Yep. He's also opening the idea that if pawn takes everybody, Queen G5 just picks up the rook on. Oh wait, no.
No, it doesn't.
No, he's
but he might be planning to play rook takes E5 in that line.
But there's rook D1 check in some positions.
And then King A2.
Yeah, I guess he gets out. And honestly, from a practical perspective, Hikaru has 20 seconds, and so just
brutal,
bringing the pressure. Now even Queen H6 or Queen B3. Okay, he goes Queen B3. I was wondering if he could sack the knight and use
if Queen D5 or Rook D5, Danny, there's knight F6 check. And if King here, Queen F7, and I think you have Queen F6 check.
Yep.
If G takes
if
H5,
G takes,
Queen F6 check, and you just
G8 and rook E5.
you just take back, the G file, right?
Yep.
Or you have Rook E5, as you mentioned. I was going to say you could even just take back on H5.
Right, and use the G file.
And Rook G1 check. It's disgusting.
Yep.
That's brutal. This is
I think he'll just take H5 rather than go for the E5 pawn here. It hurts. It hurts to play chess against Magnus Carlsen, sometimes physically.
But
I mean, it's
he takes
Well, I mean, Hikaru is
NA taking a hit again. Danny, North America.
Oh man, never ends. Okay, what's he got here? Some sort of outside shot. Okay, he has to take it, everybody, because if you move the king, then probably Rook D1 is a mess. So he's got to take C3. What?
Why is Rook D1 a mess?
I thought he can.
I think you have a mating net here with H6 or something like that, or Queen check and Queen D6 check, and you're up. You're up a few pawns. Queen D6 check,
and then you take. Okay. Okay, interesting though. I mean, again, a resourceful approach taken by Hikaru, and now he's relying on the E pawn. What in the world? Can you go to this king and pawn ending? Something tells me that was a.
Yeah, you can go into it. No, this should be fine.
Yeah,
Hikaru
winning for white, you mean, right?
Yeah.
No, that's what I was saying, because Hikaru was the one who offered it, which is why I was surprised.
The king's going to go to E1. King
just
D2.
in time, and black can resign.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Hikaru knows it. The point, everybody, is after king F3, the king gets in front of the pawn. There's no more opportunities to queen, and the queen side passers will roll on. So, wow.